Hello, I'm Louise Hay from BeHealing.com, and I've made a new pick a card read for you. This time it's a full Celtic Cross tarot spread about your love life. So let's find out what's going on. Now, this is a timeless reading. Whenever you get into it's good. I've made 3 readings here: the crystal, the flower, and the shell. I've talked myself until I'm hoarse even. And each one of them has got a deeper dive to it. That's an extended reading that goes with it. So that if you find that it is your story, could be a story, want it to be a story, and you want more information and guidance, then you can get those if you want. If you want them, then toward the end of the readings, I'll be popping a link for it up there. You can also find a link for those in the description box and in the comments below. Now, I also offer 1 question readings and private readings as well from my website. You can find a link for that in the description box below. And there's 2 ways in which to win a private reading with me every single month. The first way is by being a subscriber to my channel, clicking like on this video and then leaving a comment. You can do that on both of my channels, my Be Healing Tarot, where there's a daily show, 2. And the more you do that on the shorts too, on any of my videos, then the more entries you'll get into that. Second way is by purchasing the deeper dives to these readings. So as many deeper dives as you purchase throughout the month will get you that many entries into that drawer. So good luck with winning those. Now all you need to do is take your pick. Which one do you want? This is a timeless reading. Have I said that already? Whenever you're finding this video, it's good to go. So would you like the crystal? Crystal being out with the 10 of Presents in the Nightmare Before Christmas deck. Would you like the flower? And the flower is out with the 10 of Wands in the Dark Mansion Tarot. 2 10s, huh? Or would you like the shell? The shell is out with the Emperor card, the female version of the Emperor card, and she is from the Tarot of Mystical Moments. So take your pick now, and don't forget to click like before you click off down there. Click that subscribe button if you're new, leaving a comment, of course, to be in that prize draw for a free reading with me. So I do a daily Today's Tarot every single day of the year on my other channel, Be Healing Tarot. Would love for you to be a subscriber to that too, as well as this. And I also make 3 of these Love Pick a Card reads a week as well. And I go live 3 times on my other channel, 3 times a week. And I do a manifestation masterclass, and I give those 1 question readings in there as well. Would love to see you in all of that. And so enjoy your reading, crystal, flower, shell. Take your pick now, and I'll see you in there. So if you chose the crystal ball along with the Nightmare Before Christmas tarot, then this one's for you. Let's give you a full Celtic Cross spread, see what's going on in your love life. Now, as usual, crystals, there's going to be a deeper dive to this. That's an extended reading that goes with it. If you find that it is your story, could be a story, you want it to be a story, then you might want to get that for even more. If you do, toward the end of the reading, I'll be popping a link for it up there, and there's also a link for that in the description box and the comments below. So cards are flying already. Let's get into it and find out what's going on in your love life at the moment, crystals. 10 of Presents, you're happily ever after. This is the material happily ever after. So the white picket fence, you know, the house, the car, the white picket fence, the building something up with someone to be happy. And the Page of Candles is the start of an excitement. The start of like a new path to build something up with somebody to be really happy. Or perhaps you're building something up for yourself and this is an exciting path. There's a bit of, excitement about this. Now, I don't know whether you're doing this alone or with someone else. You could be picturing a new path and building something up with someone else. You could be doing that for yourself, heading off on a new path for yourself, and it's exciting to you. Tell us more. What's hindering crystals in this? The Tower. Okay, things falling apart. The Tower, no less. Right, okay. Now, I was just picking up as I was shuffling there for what's hindering you, that the 10 of Presents along with the Page of Candles could also be, if you've met someone that appears to have like a lot of abundance and be really stable and secure, and you don't need to build with them because they've already built it kind of thing. You can just go along for the ride. I would be careful if that's you in this situation. I would err on the side of build something up for yourself because Tower, it'll all fall apart. You know, we all have our own higher selves. We all have our own connection with Source. And I'm not saying that abundance never comes through other people. It does. But when we're in a fear of lack and then we're like, oh, I could get something from this person, that's never like a very rare anyway that would be aligned, you know. It's usually coming from a place of lack, trying to get it through someone. Now, I know because I've followed this line of thinking before. I was attuning to more abundance years and years ago. And then I met somebody and it's like, wow, they're really abundant. I must be in that same vibe. Oh no, I was about to get a hard lesson. It all fell apart. And if you are getting excited about somebody who does appear to be very stable, successful, perhaps even rich, that have already built something for you, and you can just sort of sidle on into their life kind of thing. You're excited about that. Be careful what you wish for, because you're going to get a lesson from that. In other words, this is kind of saying, be honest with yourself about what you're in alignment with, because when you're not truly in alignment with something, it's not going to work out. You're going to get a lesson from it, and a tower kind of a lesson where it's like you didn't notice the signs, and so the universe has to step in and shove it right in your face, you know. Okay, so how do things appear on the surface? Page of Presence, the start of something. And again, presence is about the material stuff. So it's like, this is a gift. There's this feeling, some of you might have met somebody or be looking for someone at the moment that is going to be a gift for you, that will sort all your material stuff out, and that will, or if you're meeting someone like that at the moment, I feel like you've met someone, it might be you feeling like, at last, I'm receiving from the universe is giving me something. That's not true abundance. that comes from a place of lack, where it's like a jump from one place to another. We're not truly in alignment with it. Like I said, everyone's got their own higher selves, their own connection with source, their own connection with abundance. And if you are building yourself up and building something for yourself, which is what I wanted these cards to be about, right? It's kind of presence, and you're getting excited about a new path to building your abundance and building something for yourself, then great. Then you'll be getting alignment with someone along the way. Once you've got yourself there, you'll be in alignment with someone like that too. When you go for energy that is unlike you, but it's where you're headed, you will get a lesson from that. Likewise, if you're in like a bit of lackful energy, and someone else is in like successful energy and they're choosing you, it's going to fall apart for them too. Why would someone want to do that? Kind of almost like relate down to someone, usually for control. And that's what we see when we see an abundance gap, is that the one with the abundance will take the power in the relationship. With the money comes the power. That's not good for relationships. I'm not saying you should have to be in a relationship where it's all equal, but when you're choosing a relationship because a fear of lack inside of you is choosing them because it's like, oh, well, they've got that sorted out. Be very careful of choosing someone that is not you. Do you know what I mean? Something that you haven't mastered yet. And seeing that as the answer, because I'm telling you it isn't. You get a hard lesson from it. You get a lesson of like, this is why this person isn't in alignment with you. And then you find out that the heart isn't a good place, that they wanted to control you. They wanted someone nice like you that they could control. This is when you end up with a narcissist. So what's really behind that? The Page of Presence, the excitement of a new start of something material. The world, end of a chapter, start of a new chapter. Like I was getting, some of you will be like, oh, at last, I'm getting the abundance that I've been trying to tune into, and it's all coming at once through this person. Ooh, be careful. Recent past energy. The Sun. Happy. Inner child being happy. I feel like you guys have met somebody, right? And you're like, oh, this could be it. This is great. An abundant person. What's coming in the near future? What's coming in the near future? Crystals. Next energies, please. Justice and the Three of Needles, you see? You see, it's like, Justice is the karma card. Oh, Three of Needles is like the heartbreak that comes from it. So be careful what you're wishing for, right? There's no leaps, there's no major leaps to be had. Be careful of wishing for something that you're not. if you want something in a particular relationship or you want someone like that, become that yourself. Be careful of trying to find it in someone else. Because, yeah, you're on a path to brokenheartedness, and hiding behind that is the Four of Presents. Four of Presents is all about holding your energy back. You're going to pull your energy back from this person when you realize it's you know, there's no free rides here. You know what I mean? Like, there is magic and there's our alignment and all of that kind of thing, but there's no faking it, and there's no major leaps to be had here. You, unfortunately, we need to do it all ourselves, and we do, because this life is about us. So what else is this reading about? So I can see why it would be exciting, thinking that you found like the person who is going to sort everything out for you, but it's not. It's about the Queen of Candles. This is about you attracting stuff in. Now, we attract on different levels, right? Sometimes we set intentions and we attract the exact thing that we want. And sometimes what we are attracting in is the next lesson, is like to be shown how we're not in alignment with that and how we can get in alignment with that. We're always attracting the path to what it is that we want. And sometimes the path to what it is that we want is a lesson like this. It is like, oh, be careful about trying to find things out that, you know, the happiness that you want or the abundance that you want outside of yourself. Remember, your life is about you and the spiritual lessons that you have and your self-mastery. And so it's always about you. It's not about getting the material stuff. It's not like a game show where we've got to get the material stuff. About your growth, your evolution, your conscious evolution, your vibrational evolution. Take it with you when you've gone. You're the awareness that you are carries on when you're a spirit. Contrary to popular spiritual people's thoughts, beliefs, some people anyway, is when you die, it's like you become like this omnipresent, you know everything and you're perfect. No, yeah, exactly the same consciousness as you are now. And so if you've got a really like dark consciousness, that's the consciousness you'll take with you. And we're constantly, that awareness, it don't suddenly change when we die. There are some certain things that happen that I've been told when I've been doing readings where I talk to dead people, what they called. Those kind of readings anyway, or when I have been having conversations with dead people, they say that there is a process that you go through when you die where the emotional attachments that you've got in a human body kind of thing with your emotional attachments, there's a kind of a letting go of all of that, and there's kind of a making a sense of this lifetime. But it's only up to the level of the consciousness that you're at. Do you know what I mean? Maybe not, but there is a kind of a letting go process that we go through after we die. That's what dead people tell me. But it's certainly not, and suddenly I knew everything and I was perfect. Because that doesn't make sense, does it? Will always be the consciousness that we're at the level we're at. And so it's an ongoing thing. So you're building on it every lifetime. Okay, fears. Seven of Potions, choice, bad choices. Okay, you've made negative choices in the past in relationships, and perhaps to do with abundance too. And so you could have made choices with someone that was less abundant and felt you were taking care of them, earning all the money, looking after them and all of that kind of thing, feeling the weight of that. And then it's like, oh, it's my karma now to have someone do it for me instead. Oh, you're just going to get the reverse lesson, the other side of it. You're going to get to see the other side of it if you do that. So if you think that this is a good choice, oh, I think again, your hopes. The Two of Candles, again, choices, you know, to know which way to go, to know what it is to do. You're trying to win this person over. You're trying to kind of claim this person. It feels that way to me. To win. I've had that song in my head, ABBA song, Winner Takes It All. And all morning I've had that song in my head, and I'm like, why give me this song? It doesn't seem to make sense. The winner takes it all. It's like somebody winning a relationship. You can't win in relationships. A catch, you know? There's a catch. Are they a catch or is there a catch? There's a catch to the catch. Okay, let's get your outcome cards out. So I'm going to get a series of outcome cards out to give you a progression, because we want the full answer, don't we? Wherever this is headed. And so the first outcome card I'll be revealing in this reading, and the rest of them I will be revealing in the deeper dive, that extended reading. So in there, I'll also be getting cards out from these decks back here too, to give you guidance, perhaps on what this lesson is about for you. And we'll also tap into their energy as well. Let's get some information on them, where they're at in their consciousness and all of that kind of stuff. Oh, what have we got here? I'm messing up the cards. Okay. One more, please, or two more? I don't care. One more. Okay. Right. So you have 6 outcome cards here. They tell quite the story. Now, the first one out is the 10 of Needles. Okay, the 10 of Needles is all about the end of the pain or painful endings. Often the same thing, right? Often we need a painful ending to stop what it is that we're doing. Often we have an ending once the pain is bad enough and we stop doing that thing. You know, I had a series of relationships where I would help. It was more almost like clients kind of thing, you know, someone with problems, perhaps emotional problems or whatever. Could be a lot of different problems. And my helper in my business, part of myself came out, and I would get into romantic relationships, wouldn't recommend, with them and help them. And it was just exhausting, you know. It's like my work was never done. And even when I was at home. And it got to the point where the relationships got worse and worse. Each one that I chose got worse and worse until I got this one that was just like the pits. It was just the pits. It was like the most selfish person I've ever met in my life. He wouldn't do a thing for me. Or if he somehow managed to get kind of conned, and if he did something for me and realized he'd done something for me, he would be really like angry about that. It's like no one else would have done that for you. So selfish. And I needed that. I needed like the worst of the worst relationships to go, oh my God, what am I choosing? I deserve so much better than this. And that's what I'm getting from this card. It's almost like you need it's like a slap in the face. Do you know what I mean? And for it to sting so much that it's like, oh, okay, maybe I shouldn't do this. I don't want to say that, but I'm going to have to. It's almost like your guides are saying, you know, it's exactly like your guides are saying, you haven't had it bad enough yet. You've had it pretty bad, but it still hasn't woken you up to do something different. You can have it really bad this time. If you choose this one, let's try and circumnavigate this for you. If you want to find out what the rest of these are and your progression from that point, then you might want to get that deeper dive, and I'll be getting cards out about your person and all of that. If you're interested in that, I will pop a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. It's 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars right now, and it's an instant watch kind of a thing. You do need to type your email address in very carefully, because if you get that wrong, you won't receive it. The email, it might end up in your inbox, but it might end up in your spam, junk, or promotions folder. Do check those places. In that email, you will see a link to the crystal, the flower, and the shell. Click on the crystal on any device that you can open PDFs with. In that PDF, amongst other things, you'll see a picture of a video, and when you click on that, if it doesn't take you right away to a video, just try it on a different device and it will. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to click like. Before you click off down there, click that subscribe button if you're new, and leave a comment. That'll get you an entry into that prize draw for a free reading with me. As we'll get in that deeper dive too. That'll get you entered into the second draw too. So 2 chances to win. But if this is where you're leaving me, then good luck with all the situation and with your whole life. And if you're coming with me to that deeper dive for even more, then I will see you in there very shortly. So if you chose the flower along with the Dark Mansion Tarot, then this one's for you. Let's give you a full Celtic Cross Read about your love life and find out what's going on. Now, as usual, flowers, there's going to be a deeper dive to this. That's an extended reading that goes with it. If you find that it is your story, it could be a story, want it to be a story, then you might want to get that. So toward the end, if you do, I will be popping a link for it up there. You can also find a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. So with that being said, let's get straight into your reading, because your cards are flying. And your reading is all about the Ten of Wands, putting burdens down. Oh, the Emperor, the burdens down for divine masculine perhaps, or masculine energy. Okay. You're taking on something for someone here. Are you attached to someone at the moment and feeling the burden of that, looking after someone, or perhaps being the masculine energy for someone else and it's feeling burdensome? Or are you single at the moment and you're thinking you're going to have to get yourself into a burdensome relationship? You know, there's a lot of women experiencing that, right? Men, children. I saw a meme about it. It's like there's like a man and a woman. It's just like a cartoon with 4 frames. A man and a woman get together, they're holding hands, and then the next one, the man, he's a little bit shorter and she's pregnant, and then the next, she's got this baby in her arms and the man is even shorter, and then the last one is like he's become a little child and they're both lifting their arms up to her. And it's like that's the experience of a lot of women, is like men becoming children or men remaining children and taking burdens on. There's something about that, and especially when you find that you've become the masculine element in a relationship too, so you're being the provider, you're taking the bins out, you know what I mean, you're doing all of those things that are generally the masculine's role, and they're not doing anything but playing computer games or something like that, you know. So often women, we have learned how to be the masculine energy, like for our work and stuff like that. We've been required to do that in the world. And then we do that in relationships too. It's like, I can do everything. I can be the woman and the man, and, you know, and just have someone coming along for the ride. We set it up that way. We don't realize it because we're willing to be all in a relationship, because we're willing to be all in our work. Yeah, so you might need to be putting down, might be feeling the burden of a relationship here. But like I said, some of you're single and you're just like, oh, relationship. I'm not sure I've got the energy for that, you know, to take care of another child. I mean, man, you know, there's a reason why men live longer when they're married and women live at less time when they're married. Single women live longer than married women. But single men die sooner than married men. Something to think about. Who's the beneficiary of marriage then? So what is stopping you here? What is hindering you, I mean? You've got this Queen of Wands energy. It's really drawn to her necklace there. I don't know why. Yeah, the Queen of Wands, you know, she manifests stuff. She's the action taker, the move maker. She claims what it is that she wants. She's very driven and she's in alignment. So she's, you know, getting those clues from the universe and she's acting on it. And for some of you, that necklace is important. It might not be a necklace. It might just be a piece of jewelry or something like that. This person could have given you something and you could be... you know, putting too much emphasis on that. It's like, well, they did do that one thing one time. They spent some money on me. You could be putting, you know, more into, or perhaps they are. Perhaps they're saying, well, but I bought you that necklace. When you're pointing out that they don't do anything but play video games. You know what I mean? There could be an expectation from them that you do it all, because you can do it all. I mean, like Queen of Wands is amazing energy, for sure. Very capable, you know, and aligned and manifesting and taking action and all of that kind of thing. But just because you can doesn't mean that you should for other people, because that's called, what's it called? Where we, enabling, that's what it's called. It's called enabling. It disempowers the other person. We enable them to not step up themselves, not go through their own challenges. We take care of them so they don't need to. And in the not having to take care of themselves, they don't grow and they don't learn. In fact, they regress. Just because you can doesn't mean that you should. Okay, so how do things appear on the surface in this relationship or lack of relationship? The Hierophant, spiritual lessons. You're getting a lot of lessons at the moment. This is all about your learning that's going on. Could have something to do with masculine and feminine energy here, and also of the, it's not right for you to take burdens on. It's not the same thing, right? Loving and nurturing in a relationship is not the same thing as taking the burdens of everything on, the whole relationship. It's not the same thing. if you think about it, the mother in us knows how to do that, knows how to love unconditionally and take the burdens on. We do that for children, right? But you'd be willing to do that for a man means that you're putting that energy out there. You're going to attract the men children, because that's what they want, someone to take care of them. So just don't be willing to do it. Catch yourself. I know you want to be loving and nurturing and all of that kind of thing, and they are very feminine elements. But why do you think you need to be the masculine element within the relationship too? You don't. Okay, so what's really behind that? The Hierophant. So you're learning spiritual lessons here. The keys are right in front of you. You see how he's got the cross keys in front of him? It's like the clues are placed right in front of you. That's what the universe does. It gives us the clues right in front of us. It's like we'll trip over it, you know? It's like it's like we're led forward and then we trip over that hurdle, the thing that we need to learn, right? The Knight of Wands, but there's an energy about you. Wow. Wands energy, exciting energy. It's like, I'm up for it. You know, you're rolling up your sleeves going like, bring it. Bring it. If this is the next lesson, bring it, you know? Very capable energy that you've got here. Almost to a fault, to a fault. The Queen of Wands being in that position, it's to a fault. But you're like, bring it. Knight of Wands energy. I love it. Channel that energy for yourself. Wow. You do amazing things. Recent past energy, you got the King of Cups, but they've got feelings for me. Yeah, they bought me a necklace once. Like, they did do something for me one time. Oh, how much investment is that really, you know? Not really a lot. Not really. Near future energies. Near future energies, got Three of Swords. Oh, heartbreak. You got heartbreak coming from this one. Why? Five of Swords, because a battle will end it. Right, okay. Blah, blah. Right, so when you stand up for yourself, it's going to end this relationship. It'll be the death of it, right? Because there'll be a battle. So it's like we're willing to be everything, be the masculine and feminine, do it all within a relationship and accept so very little from them. Then when we get to the point, it's like, hang on a minute, they're not doing anything. And then we confront them and they're like, oh, I got you that necklace one time. And you're like, no, that doesn't fly. That doesn't fly. You know, we persist and we speak out about it because it's an injustice. Then it comes crashing down. It's like, well, it's over then. You know, it's like they withdraw the very little that they were putting out there anyway. And there's a battle. There's a battle. And so it has to end, right? Death, but death and rebirth. Something new can be born from that, if you get the lesson from it. I mean, not if you keep on getting into the same kind of relationship. So it does feel like you're getting this message to not be willing to take all the burdens on. You might not have realised how you're doing that, really. Like I said, I think we are taught to do that, you know, naturally as girls. Okay, so what is this reading also about? It's about judgment, making good decisions for yourself. Seven of Cups, yeah. It's not as confusing as you think, the choices, right? How to choose someone like that. It's like, what are you willing to invest in a relationship? Be less willing. Be less willing to invest. Or choose what you want to invest. And then also, it's about communication too. So it's not waiting. You've got to communicate these things up first. So get clear on what you're choosing in a relationship, what it is you're asking for, what you want them to bring to the table. Get more selfish about it, you know. A lot of you guys, you think, girls, you think, when you think about love, you're thinking about being loving and what you can do for the other person and being in love and how you feel about them and all of that kind of thing. Well, how about how they love you? How do you want someone to love you? Like, what's going to make you feel really loved and nurtured and taken care of and prioritized and all of that kind of thing when it's about you? It's not that tricky to choose someone like that. They show very soon. And sure, there's a lot of people out there, especially on the dating market, there's a reason why they're single, that are not offering anything, right? Literally not anything. I know, I'm single. They're literally not offering a thing. Maybe a text message, and that, you know, and or what you're doing, and perhaps they'll sleep with you. Well, yeah, they'll be offering that, but that's where it ends. That's it. And it's not so tricky to choose, to pick it, to choose wisely for yourself. But you do need to speak up about what it is that you want, knowing that you're not chasing them away, or you're chasing the wrong ones away. It's a good thing. What are your fears? See, you've got really great energy here, and a lot of people are going to be attracted to this really great energy, for sure. But there's only a handful of people that have got great energy that if you chose them, you could have a great relationship with. But it does require you not to be willing to do all of this other stuff. What are your fears? Okay, the Lovers and the Nine of Wands. The Lovers and the Nine of Wands. So the Lovers, it's like pretty much what I said. What have they got to offer? Well, what you do in message and just Lovers. It's very light, you know. It's very surface level. Like, yeah, it's like I want to sleep with you, but you're not my girlfriend, kind of thing. And then the Nine of Wands is like there's more healing to do. So there's this feeling like it's your problem, and maybe you've been told that, and the choosing is. But how they are being is not your problem. So if you keep on getting into relationships like this and then you're asking yourself, what am I doing wrong? No, it's just the choosing of them. Got to expect more. And when you do expect more, it really narrows down the numbers for sure. But there's someone that's meant for you and they're being pulled towards you too. They might be otherwise engaged at the moment, but they are being drawn to you too. All right, what are your hopes? They're your fears about something just being light. That's hope itself. Your hopes are the star, your wishes coming true and all of that. Well, get clear on your wishes and get like blinker-minded about it. I'm looking for this in a relationship. And someone that's like loving and nurturing or whatever it is that you want in a relationship, and how I'll notice. I often say, like, if you're looking for commitment in a relationship, well, there's people that are committed to things, right? You notice. If someone has got commitment as a part of their makeup, they're into commitment, they will be committing to all kinds of things like working out regularly, like maybe like building a business or even a life path. They might, you know, have a passion for something and be building something there. You know, those personality traits of commitment, they come out in many different ways. Someone taking care of themselves. Someone can commit to something, they'll commit to it within themselves, for themselves first. If they're not doing that for themselves, don't hold a hope for them committing to you and doing things for you. They just won't. If they can't do it for themselves, they can't do it for you. Got to fill our own cups first, right? And that goes for you too. Fill your own cup first. Use this great energy that you've got for yourself. Okay, let's get your outcome cards out. So I'm going to get a progression of outcome cards because we want the full story. Ooh. And the first card, which is the Ooh card, I'll be revealing in this reading, but the rest of them I'll be revealing in the deeper dive read. So if you want the full story, you can come along to that. I'll also be getting cards out of these decks back here in that deeper dive as well. Get guidance out for you and tap into someone's energy and someone else's energy, and yeah, just gets you more information out, possible timelines for anything new coming into your life, and guidance. Okay, what have we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ooh, 6, 7, 8, right, okay, 8 outcome cards, and the first one, oh, I can't pick them up. The first one is the Ace of Cups. Wow, how about that? The Ace of Cups is the falling in love card. It's like, ooh, it's a really good feeling. So I think this is either you in limerence or falling in love with someone new or with this person at the moment. There could be I don't know. It could be very good energies, but it might not be. It just depends if it's working against you or not. But anyway, it's a very good feeling. And so it's emotional card, you know. It's the best feeling emotional card there. Arguably, the Sun is. Well, maybe you're going to be falling in love. Well, let's find out what the rest of the progression is after that. If this sounds like it is your story, it could be a story. Want it to be a story? You might want to get that deeper dive for even more. If you do, I will pop a link for up there, and there's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. It's 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars right now, and it's an instant watch kind of a thing. You do need to type your email address in very carefully, because if you get that wrong, you won't receive it. The email might end up in your inbox, but it might end up in your spam, junk, or promotions folder. Do check those places. In that email, you'll see a link to the crystal, the flower, and the shell. Click on the flower on a device that you can open PDFs with, and once you're in that PDF, you'll see a picture of a video, and when you click on that, if it doesn't take you right away to a video, just try it on a different device, and it will. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to click like. Before you click off down there, click that subscribe button if you're new, and leave a comment. That'll get you an entry into the prize draw for a free reading with me at the end of the month. As we'll get in that deeper dive read as well, that'll get you entered into the second prize draw. So 2 chances to win. But if this is where you're leaving me, good luck with all of this. And if you're coming with me to that deeper dive read, then I will see you in there very shortly. So if you chose the shell along with the tarot of mystical moments, then this one's for you. Let's give you a full Celtic Cross tarot spread for your love life and see what's going on. Now, as usual, shells, there's going to be a deeper dive to this. That's an extended reading that goes with it. If you find that it is your story, could be a story, want it to be a story, then you might want to get that for even more. If you do, toward the end of the reading, I'll be popping a link for it up there. You can also find a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. So getting straight into your reading, what is this reading all about? Well, it's about the Emperor and the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so the Emperor, the female version of the Emperor, this is you in your masculine energy. In the Four of Pentacles, it's about building up something for yourself. Like the Four of Pentacles, it's often about you and your own and taking care of your own things. It's like being a little bit selfish, but it's good selfish. It's like, I'm doing this for myself, for me to be stable. It's like having boundaries to take care of yourself first. So the Emperor energy, you in your masculine energy, for the betterment of your life and having boundaries about that. Have you guys got something going on at the moment that someone's asking you to be the masculine energy for them? And there's this feeling like, oh, I need to do it for myself first. It feels like someone could be asking you to help them out in some kind of a way. Perhaps a romantic possibility. You know, someone that could be a romantic possibility, but they're actually asking for you for help or in the masculine way, or like, can you help me out? Can I stay with you? Or could you help me pay this bill? Or just something like that, asking you to provide for them. It could be something like that. Or like, can I stay at your house? Because this Four of Pentacles, I'm very much getting like you need a boundary. Don't need to step into that masculine energy. I've had this message before. I can't remember if it was you, for you, Charles, perhaps last week, of, you know, not being open to giving away the farm. Let me get super specific on this. It feels like you're allowed to have nice things for yourself, like, and have a home for yourself and all of that kind of thing, and that stability. And you don't need to open your doors to everyone and be, it's like you're not a charity shop. You know what I mean? The Emperor, you and your masculine energy, sometimes our feminine energy kicks in and says, I want to nurture and care for people. And so when someone asks us to be the masculine for them, we think that that's our feminine energy of nurturing them, and it's not. The feminine energy of nurturing them would be go, oh, it's okay. Like, I'd be there, being there for them emotionally. It's not like providing a roof over their head and providing for them financially and all of that. That's the masculine energy. So you might be thinking, well, I just want to care for people and take care of them, though. And it's like, oh, hang on a minute, though. You're being the masculine in that. Because a lot of you guys that are following me, not watching me, or attracted to this video, is you, because I keep on getting this message that you might be confused between the feminine energies and the masculine energies, and it's like, but I love giving and I love taking care of people and all of that. And it is a feminine kind of a thing to do that. But as I said, if you've got a house for yourself and you've built that up with your masculine energy for yourself to provide for yourself, and then someone else comes along just wanting that handout, that's not you being in the feminine energy. That's you being in the masculine energy and stepping in for them. And if you're looking for a relationship, a romantic relationship where someone can come in and be that masculine energy for you so you can be more in your feminine energy. That is a massive red flag, right? You should have boundaries to that. It should be a massive red flag of not you going, oh, I'll take care of them, like being drawn to them, but like, oh, this is someone that's not even offering any masculine energy. Like there's nothing in this for me. And being okay about drawing that boundary. You need to expect things from relationships for you. Otherwise, why get into it? You know, it's not all about the other person. It's not about you just loving the other person and getting nothing in return. There's signs that you're going to get nothing in return. And you need to recognize those signs. You need to have a boundary going, no, this is my home and I provide for me and perhaps children, or, you know. But I don't offer that provision, which is the masculine role, to masculines that come into my life, because that's not the right place. And perhaps there's a need here to own your feminine side and what that actually is. Do you know what I mean? When I'm in my feminine, I'm the listening ear, and I give a hug, and I'm there, you know, empathically for them, and you know, with my empathy and my understanding, and perhaps with a bit of guidance too. But I'm not feeding them. I'm not having them in my home. I'm not providing for them. You know? Anyway, what's crossing you? What's hindering you in this? Oh, there you are. King of Pentacles, you've mastered. So you've got a level of stability, your finances, your stability, your home, and all of that kind of thing. It's like, well, I've got it. Maybe I should share it. It's still not the feminine energy. So yes, you've mastered your stability and your, yeah, I don't know. I'm just getting this feeling like, have you guys done charity work before? Are you feeling like that's your place to do charity work? Or do you feel like if you get anything back, then that's not you giving properly? And so giving properly requires nothing in return, which is kind of true, but that's not relationships. You should require something in return for a relationship. There might be a belief behind this, is what I'm saying, because I'm getting this charitable energy from you guys, and I feel that like that is what it is. Anyway, it says that what's holding you back here is your King of Pentacles. What's crossing you, what's hindering is you is that you've got it to give, and so you do, because you're lovely people. I know you are. And so on the surface of it, it's like Knight of Pentacles. Let's take it slowly. So you're thinking like, well, they just need a helping hand while they're sorting this stuff out, or something like that, and it's going to come good in the end. Like, they just need a little bit of time, a little bit of support over a little bit of time, you know? What's really behind that? Three of Pentacles and the Hermit. Okay. Three of Pentacles is like, think about this. You know, Three of Pentacles is a very sobering card. I mean, look at that. It's like building something up, Three of Pentacles, and having a plan. A man with a plan. Right, a man with a plan. If you've planned and you've built something up for yourself, don't you want someone like that coming in? Sure, people can be down on the luck, but it's a sign of being out of alignment, right? Do you want somebody that's out of alignment in your life? There's this Hermit card of like withdrawing. And when you're in a charitable state of mind, when you believe that that's your place in the world and it's the good and the right thing to do is to be charitable like that, that can have you. And it's a great thing to do. Don't get me wrong, it's a great thing to do, but in romantic relationship, no. Nor in business either, you know, nor in business either. I do a lot of business readings, you know. And I remember one time a customer who was asking me about different people that she could employ in this. She had a new business venture, and she's like, should I get this person involved? And this person could be good for this, you know. And I just read each one, and she was understandably trying to get her friends involved, her friends and her loved ones, and all, and even her love interest involved in it, and all of this. You know, because it's caring and sharing and loving and all of that kind of thing. Of course, you want to do it with the ones that you love. And some of the people that she highlighted were good. Yeah. And it would be beneficial for it. But a lot of it is like, no, it's like you just end up like taking care of them. You're doing this out of charity, that they're not an employee for you. They've got nothing to offer you. You're employing them, which means that you should be getting something them to do something for you. It's got to be mutually beneficial, right? So only employ people if it's mutually beneficial, if they're going to give you something. Don't do it out of charity, otherwise they're not going to do anything for you, and you pay them, and you're taking care of them too, because you're going to have to be carrying them through it as well. It's a big, big drain. You're just going to give, and you're going to give, and you're going to give. You're going to give 3 times, and they're going to give nothing back. And so in business, and also in relationship too, got to recognize when it's an imbalance. So this 3 of Pentacles, it's like, it's not a matter of taking it slowly and someone writing themselves if they just have like a lucky break and you are the lucky break and you give it to them. It's just going to get worse. Like if you set it off in that energy, the way it starts out, it's just going to get more of that. So you're going to pull away in the end. It's like when there's this 3 of... It's almost like you're going to be solid, building something, making plans and all of that kind of thing. They're not going to be that. If they were going to be that, they're all going to be that for themselves, right? People need to prove themselves that they're already doing it for themselves too. I know you have this soft spot for broken people and this charity, and I'm getting this charity element from you. And like I said, like, do charity work, absolutely do charity work, but have its place, you know what I mean? That's the place for kind of giving with nothing back. It's not for business, and it's not for personal relationships. But for sure, do it, you know, on the side, you know. So recent past energy is the past card. It's the 6 of Pentacles, reminiscing on something, perhaps a time in the past where you were very open and giving, and it felt really good. It could be that. 6 of Pentacles. It's like when reciprocation happened, you're getting something back from it. So this formula that you're trying to apply worked in some respect at some time. Queen of Cups, but it's your time to receive now. And some of you know this. So some of you keep on getting into the same kind of relationships, but you're knowing. You know, it's your time to receive now, and you think, Knight of Pentacles, slowly it'll turn itself around. It won't. Slowly it'll carry on in the same direction as it's going. Take people at face value. People are showing you what they're already being in themselves. You're not going to change them, add to their lives, inspire them to be better. Take people on face value and choose someone that is already doing it for themselves. They'll show that they can do it for you too. And add, so you don't have to take care of them in that masculine way. For sure, take care of them in the feminine way. You coming out? It should have been those cards, but it didn't come out properly. Okay, what else is this reading all about? It's about the 4 of Pentacles and the Emperor. Ooh, it's the BS card. The 7 of Swords. So you've got to uncover. You've got a belief inside of yourself. It's got something to do with charity. And it could have something to do with your giving nature. And it could have something to do perhaps with like laws of abundance or whatever, because of this card. It worked for you in one time, or one time you thought that it worked for you. There could have been different circumstances around that, where you got something back from it. You know, religions can be full of this too when it comes to stuff like that. It's like, just give more. You tell women that are already given too much, and it gets them even more out of balance, and we don't receive back from it, because our guidance, our real guidance that we need is to get ourselves into balance, is to be more selfish, right? Sure, tell really selfish people to give more, and then that'll get them more in balance, but generally for the feminine, we're over giving as it is. Some of them aren't, but I know you guys that are watching me are. So you got to uncover the beliefs, the 7 of Swords, that is the BS factor. So there's something that isn't true, but you're believing it to be true. And it's got something to do with charity and giving and all of that, and about it working. I used to believe that stuff. I used to read all these spiritual books, and they're very much written by men, for men, or written by women even, but they're still towing that masculine line. So generally, I'm really overgeneralizing here, but like, all those years ago, there would be a load of selfish men, right? And the guidance that they needed that was coming out in religions was give more, give more, give more. And the thing is, it's like those guys weren't reading those books, but the women were, and were like, oh, well, I'll give more, and then give more, and it says that like Kingdom of Heaven is going to be given to me if I give more, and it's like, well, it's not happening at the moment, but you know, I've got people like taking advantage of me because I'm giving this, but maybe I should give more, and it will come about for me, and it's like, nah, you know. The guides, balance, it's always about balance, and I've tried to have discussions with people about this, spiritual teachers about this, about what it is that they're teaching, both, you know, on the posts online and the videos, and even like, you know, emailing them directly about that. It's like this guidance doesn't seem true. This guidance about abundance doesn't seem true. Sure, it seems true for some people, but not for these overgiving women. I'm wanting a discussion about that, and nobody's ever wanted that discussion with me, so I call it out here. Because it's always about balance, and people can be out of balance the other way, right? So if you're going too far left, then your guidance would be to go right a little bit. And if you're going too far right, your guidance would be to go left a little bit. And we can't say, no, everyone's going too far right, everyone needs to go left a little bit, because that's not true. Balance is where it's at, being true to ourselves too, you know, and self-love. Okay, so what are your fears here? I'm getting this confused, as well as a charitable vibe from you guys. A confused vibe. It's like, well, how can I receive that? You know, it's like I read all these books and I'm doing the right things that they say in these books, but I'm not getting it. And it did work for me one time. That's the thing. The Queen of Wands. She almost showed up before. Action. You're an action taker. You claim what it is that you want. The Queen of Wands, she is the manifester to me. She can make stuff happen, but she needs to claim what it is that she wants, right? So if you use the very energy that you're trying to give away from to others for yourself, if you recognize that it's you that needs that energy more than other people, that energy is provided to you by the universe for you and your life path. Do you get that? Your life is about your life path. You haven't come as a servant, although you will be giving. But most of the energy that you get, think about this, there's no mistakes in the universe, right? And so we're given a personality, and we've all got like different personality types. And when we embrace our personality type and then like learn from the dark side of that personality type, for example, I'm very self-disciplined. In fact, I don't know anyone that's more self-disciplined than me. And that has its dark side. Dark side is perfectionism. It's addiction as well. That like one-mindedness kind of thing that can lead to addictions for sure. So it comes out in these various negative ways that kind of undermine me, but I can be aware of those, you know, so I get the positive part of it. And why have I got a personality like that? Well, it's very important to my path, right? If I thought, so I follow my path and I use those energies for myself and my path, right? Which involves helping people, sure, but the majority of my path has been for me and about myself and about my own spiritual growth and all of that kind of thing. And so if you're prioritizing yourself and your path and using your energies for yourself and realizing that all of those great energies that you've got, especially like this manifestation, it's for you. It's not for you to give away. I think that is a belief, and I get why it is, because it's kind of true too. Let's put it this way. Fully own cup first before you give out from it. That's what it is. And for some of you think, but King of Pentacles, I've mastered that part of it. I can give. And it's like, oh, but your path, you've got way more to do than that. It's almost like you're trying to teach before you finish school is what it is. You've got more to your path, so you need to use your energies more for yourself first before you give it away. So Queen of Wands, going back to this, Queen of Wands is claiming it for yourself. So this is your fears. You've got a fear of claiming things for yourself and using your energy for yourself. Why? It's got to do something with it. It's got to do with something about this. The Seven of Swords is a belief. And you could have got it through spiritual people, through a book, through religion. But there's a feeling about charity being the right thing. And in certain circumstances it is. There's something to that, giving cleanly. But we don't do that in romantic relationships. We don't. We can't do unconditional love. Save the unconditional love for the children. Don't try and do it in romantic relationships. You should absolutely be conditional in romantic relationships. Otherwise, you'll end up putting up with all kinds of crap. No, it should be reciprocal. Okay, so there's a fear of you actually claiming and going for what it is that you want, like it's going to get you worse, like that's the ego choice or something like that, that it's a bad thing to do, and it's not. Your hopes at the Ten of Swords. A painful ending. How interesting. Oh, the end of the pain. You know, sometimes when we have these BS beliefs, incomplete, I just heard, incomplete beliefs, so it's not telling the whole story, or it doesn't apply to you in certain circumstances, or something like that. There's an incomplete truth, but some of it rings true, so it's like, no, this is the truth, and part of us recognizes that it's the truth. It has us conflicted, you know, it has us out of alignment. That is cognitive dissonance. It's this and that and true at the same time, but I can't have that because I've got to believe in, like, it's push and pull energy. It's I can't make sense of this. But if you open your mind, it does make sense. What if it's true just in certain circumstances? I think we're seeing this around foods and diets and stuff like that in human beings. I think it's all very specific for each of us, and there's not like very many particular, everyone should eat this way or whatever. I think we're having to be more open-minded about it all now and about many things. But what if this and that were true at the same time? You know what I mean? I'm seeing it. I'm seeing like people like me that are lean and very healthy and all of that kind of thing. Our blood work looks like someone that's unhealthy. Not really though, but you know, really low triglycerides, which is healthy, really high HDL, which is healthy, but high LDL, which is apparently unhealthy, but we all look like that, people that are really healthy like me. So is LDL an unhealthy thing then? I don't think so. Does it need to be lowered? I don't think so, because the people that live longest have that high LDL in their ranges too. How can it be a bad thing when we're all like that, when we're really healthy? But I think that's true, and I think that LDL can be a marker of ill health as well in people that are not healthy. I think it can be true at the same time. It doesn't have to be black and white. And I think this is what we've got this situation going on here too. Is there's a confusion. There's like, I can't get it right. And you guys, you want to be good people. You are good people and you want to be good people. And so there's a conflict inside of yourselves. Okay, so all that being said, let's get some outcome cards out for you. So I'm going to reveal the first outcome card to you, which is strength. I'll tell you what that's all about. And then the rest of them, because I'm going to get a full like 6 cards out or something like that, a full progression. So we get the full story of the outcome for you. Ouch, sore throat. And then I'll be revealing these outcome cards, the rest of them, in the deeper dive read, that extended reading. Also getting cards out from those decks back there too, to give you guidance, to perhaps tap into someone's energy here. I think you do have your eye on someone at the moment, but as I said, I think it's you trying to help somebody out more than anything else. Being charitable, being lovely in your heart, it's like you always are. What else? Okay. Oh. Okay. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards out here. First one out is strength. So there's an inner strength. I'm almost getting a high priestess vibe from this, as well as strength. So you've got an inner strength. There's something special about you, and it's got a high priestessy energy. So it's about your intuition and what you feel to be right, and you're not that far wrong, but it's not black and white. Do you know what I mean? It's like in certain situations one energy is right, but in some situations it's not, right? Take, for example, taking care of someone, right? So say your child, of course, you know, they're in a bad situation. You take care of them, of course you do. But then another situation, Your brother who's a drug addict turns up on your doorstep and he wants some money to get another hit. Is it good to take care of him? I'm going to take care of him, yeah, but is it good to give them that money and take care of him in that way? No, that's enabling, right? Is it good to take care of that person? Well, any trying to take care of an addict doesn't work. We know that, right? It is enabling them because they do need to reach rock bottom and then want to help themselves. It's the only way that it's ever going to happen. So anything that we're trying to do in that situation is enabling. So it's never black and white. It's never black and white. There's a time and place for everything. Like my example with LDL cholesterol. I mean, it's just LDL. It's not the cholesterol. It's the LDL, the particles that carry the cholesterol. There's a time and a place for everything, and it's not black and white. And so your strength is in your intuition. There's a part of you that knows what's right deep in your heart and you feel it. But there's nuance everywhere and in everything. There's a time and a place for everything, and it doesn't always count. And that's not you going against your heart. I feel like it's time for you guys to marry the mind and the heart and use your intuition and your common sense. Because your intuition is a superpower. You've got that strength. So that you can tune into that nuance. There's truth behind what it is that you've learned and about charity and all of that. There is. But it doesn't apply to every situation. And I think if you just open your mind that this and that can be true at the same time, that there's nuance, that it's not always black and white, that could set you free from these solid beliefs that are not always true. They're not always true. And it is certainly this charity energy. It does not belong in romantic relationships. It doesn't at all. So anyway, that is what I've got for you. If that sounds like it is your story, could be a story, you want it to be a story, you might want to get that deeper dive for even more and let's get more into this. Let's get you some guidance out and all of that. So if you're interested in that, I'll pop a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. Of course, I'll be revealing those cards, the rest of these outcome cards for you and see where this is headed. If you're interested in that, did I say already? I'll pop a link for it up there. There's also a link in the description box and in the comments below. It's 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars right now, and it's an instant watch kind of a thing. You do need to type your email address in very carefully, because if you get that wrong, you won't receive it. Now, the email, it might end up in your inbox, but it might end up in your spam, junk, or promotions folder. Do check those places. In that email, you will see a link to the crystal, the flower, and the shell. Click on the shell. On a device you could open PDFs with. In that PDF, amongst other things, you'll see a picture of a video, and when you click on that, if it doesn't take you right away to a video, just try it on a different device and it will. So thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to click like before you click off down there. Click that subscribe button if you're new, leave a comment. That'll get you an entry into that prize draw for a free reading with me at the end of the month, so good luck with that. And as we'll get in that deeper dive as well, that'll get you entered into the second draw. But if this is where you're leaving me, good luck with all of this. If you're coming with me to that deeper dive read for even more, then I'll see you in there very shortly.